Good afternoon. My name is Ron Moten, and I want to talk about innovation, specifically differentiation and process innovation. Differentiation measures the degree to which competitors differ, specifically on a single product. When a company differentiates, it separates itself from its competitors. Companies that don't differentiate generally have a hard time in the marketplace. Companies that do differentiate their products generally have a higher profitability. I want to talk about a couple of companies that provide examples of differentiation in the marketplace and also process innovation. I want to start off with differentiation. An example of differentiation occurred in the mobile phone market. A complete outsider came in through differentiation and just soared to the top of the market. The company I'm talking about is Apple Incorporated. Apple Incorporated differentiated itself through its product, the iPhone. The iPhone, along with other cell phones in the marketplace. However, what the iPhone did is it utilized touchscreen technology, which had never been incorporated on a previous cell phone. What this did is it sparked interest in their customer base. iPhone, if you differentiate a product and you become the market leader, which Apple Incorporated did, you have to further innovate to stay on top of the market. What Apple did is it didn't stop with the touchscreen technology. It went further. It incorporated the App Store, something that never, no other phone company had ever done. You could purchase these apps through your phone, and it was just little things to help you with your day-to-day life or games. In addition to their App Store, what they also did is they added front-face cell phone. So you can take a picture with your cell phone facing away or facing towards yourself. This is something that very few, or if anybody, had done at that time. In addition to further innovate, they utilize existing technologies and have the FaceTime application, which allows you to, in addition to talking to somebody, it allows you to see the person. So Apple took differentiation and process and further innovation to another level. Now, other mobile phone companies are trying to keep up with Apple. Another company I want to talk about led their industry in process innovation. What they did is they utilized existing technologies to better their company. In doing that, some of the existing technology they used, for example, was the internet. The company I'm talking about that utilized the internet and customized delivery, along with just-in-time manufacturing procedures, is Dell Incorporated. Dell, through innovation, R&D, figured out that they could use, unlike their competitors who at the time were putting computers, desktop, laptop, in stores, standard models, you had to go and customize your things and it would take weeks. What Dell did is they allowed you to order online using the internet, and they would use just-in-time manufacturing techniques that were developed by Toyota Motor Corporation some 30 or 40 years ago. They used that aspect of just-in-time to produce these products to satisfy their corporate and local customers. By doing so, Dell reduced their no storage fees. Other people maintain these computers in a warehouse. No warehouse fees. In addition, computer technology is always changing. Dell, using just-in-time technology, didn't have to absorb those costs of the technology that was out of date. They'll also kept down costs through outsourcing. Although Dell did this by at first manufacturing their products within the United States, they had different factories throughout the U.S. They also figured out that if they moved their manufacturing outside of the States, they could profit based on the labor rates they had to pay those employees. So Dell looked at different ways, basically, to beat out their competitors. A lot of people do that today. Dell did it back then, 20 so years ago. In addition, they beat out their competitors. Not that they had a superior product, but their marketing of that product. Specifically, cutting out their storage fees that the competitors had absorbed, and the just-in-time technology and utilizing the internet for direct ship. Those things proved very profitable for Dell. Companies that choose innovation do so in very different manners based on their industries, specific industries. Some use R&D, some use streamlined procedures, some use process innovation. Some is just a matter of luck. Things happen. But there are different, companies use different methodologies and things to get where they need to be. What Michael Dell did was use what was there, whereas Apple used a little bit of R&D to get where they needed to be. And like I said, they took over. They don't own the market share of the mobile phone industry, but they're pretty close. Finally, I wanted to bring about that if you do not innovate any company over any industry, you will not be successful in this global economy. You will not. You always have to be, as Dell and Apple have shown, always on the cutting edge of your competitors. If not, you won't succeed. You'll fail. You always have to be looking for that next best product, that next best procedure, that next best whatever to excel your industry. You may have to go out, for example, like Apple did. Apple's a computer company, but they moved into the mobile phone industry. Not to mention the iPad and the other products that Apple came out with. I wanted to, we talked about Apple, we talked about Dell, but I also wanted to talk about some other industries that most of us are familiar with that I want to mention, who the first company I'll mention chose to innovate. The latter company I'm talking about did not innovate. And I'm sure you'll be familiar with some of them. I'm going to go down the list of them. Walmart, a proven innovator. Kmart. Kmart at one time owned a lion's share of the market. Walmart superseded them. Toyota Motor Corporation in the 70s. Toyota Motor Corporation, using their just-in-time technology and the oil problem we had in the 70s, brought Toyota vehicles into the United States, and they dominated their competitor, Ford, Chevy, and Chrysler at the time, because they had a superior product using just-in-time technology and quality improvements they have developed. The Apple iPod, the Sony Walkman, the Sony PlayStation, Xbox, and Wii that our kids are familiar with today, Atari and Nintendo, which we had in our day, which no longer are around. They failed to innovate. DVD players, commonplace today. VCRs. Who has one now? Thumb drives. Thumb drives. Taking massive amounts of data. Being able to move that data to different computers in its predecessor, the floppy disk. I can't even remember what the storage capacity, 144 meg or something. Something very small, where you can get a thumb drive that can hold 20 gig. They no longer make floppy disks. High-speed fiber optic cable. Something we use all the time now. But 20, 25 years ago, what do we have? Dial-up. American Online, for example. The technology they didn't adequately develop it. Therefore, it's ancient. Everybody uses high-speed cable and fiber optics because you get the data much quicker. Dial-up is old technology. Cable network news, 24-hour access to news. And then you have your local news at 11. So you have to wait. Some places they have 6 o'clock news, 11 o'clock news, where you can get 24-hour news. CNN was the first company to innovate. You got news right on the spot. Breaking news, as they call it now. Mobile phones, home phones. Today, 2011, August 2011, Verizon's going on strike. Why? Partly because they're saying their home phone sales are down. Cell phones are taking over. They're trying to renegotiate their contract. One part of their market is dying. Although Verizon has innovated with the cell phone industry, this is what they're saying is one of the contingents of the strike. And finally, going back to TV, BET, Black Entertainment Television, and MTV, Music Television, 24 hours a day, compared to what we looked at, Soul Train and American Bandstand, that came on once a week. These are the type of things, it's all customer driven. Customers want things all the time. Even getting back to when I came up, we had 3 local stations, 3, 6, and 10. Cable came out and offered hundreds of channels. You have to meet customer expectations, customer demands, or you will fail. All these companies didn't go out of business, but some market shares were severely diminished. If you even look at some of the market indicators like Nielsen ratings, sales, and some other indicators that show customer demand is down. Customer growth, for example. Thank you. My name is Ron Moten, and I hope you learned some things about innovation, differentiation, process innovation, and what will happen if you fail to innovate. Thank you.